Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I'm going to put some power in your tennis. Have you ever bought a racket and said, man, I need some more power, right? Who doesn't want more power? I'm going to tell you how to do it today. All right, guys. I'm sure we've all needed a little power in our game sometimes. But what if we already have a racket, but we need more power from it? Or worst yet, we thought we could play with something that's not powerful enough and we're kind of regretting it right now. But since we bought it already, it's kind of too late. But how would you add more power though? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Okay. So there's a couple ways though. Here's a couple ways to add more power to your tennis racket. So for instance, I have the Strike 100, which has, a good amount of power. But let's say you are wanting a pure drive or an arrow type of racket, and you chose this racket because you like these colors better. How would you increase more power to this racket to kind of get it close to the levels of a pure arrow banana or a big blue, pure drive, right? How would you do that? Well, you would first get some glue and attach some graphite to the whole outside, right? And get some Flex Seal and hope it stays together. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I've been watching too many freaking Flex Seal commercials. All right, so here we go, guys. The first thing you should do though is check your strings. Check your strings. If it's a full bed of Poly Confidential like this at, let's say, 52, in which this is what this guy asked for, and you needed more power from that. So the little step would be change those strings out. Hopefully you're not a string breaker, but 18 gauge Confidential, 19 gauge Torbite. Either one of these will definitely add a little bit of power to you. Dropping that tension 4 to 5 pounds. So going 48, 47 from 52 will give you more power. In the instant that you are a string breaker and you can't go this route, take the same strings that you already play with and drop it down. Literally drop it down 45 pounds and you'll get more power from it. Like take it down to 45, take it down to 44, 42. If you can drop it a whole 10 pounds to 42, you will definitely get more power from this racket. So obviously you won't need control because you're looking for power at this point. Okay? Drop it 10 pounds. You'll definitely get more power. Now, if that doesn't work and you're not a string breaker, right? Incorporate a little gut. Put some gut in that main, right? And use the Confidential on the cross. You should immediately gain power just from the string change. This gut will definitely give you 10% more power, especially in the mains. If you can do a combination of putting this on the main and dropping it 5 pounds, right? You're going to be close to that pure drive. You will have almost enough power as that big blue pure drive. Okay? So strings is probably the first thing I would do to kind of gain that power before doing anything else drastic. Okay? The next thing I would suggest you do is adding a little bit of weight on the racket would also give you a little more power. But how and where? Okay? So I'm going to bring you in a little bit here. So a little lead goes a long way, okay? So that's made by Gamma. And here's the thing. I tell people when they want to add a little weight, add a little power to their racket, we just need 4. Let's take a look at the center of the racket. What you need is about 4 holes worth of lead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's in the center. Okay, actually I'd like to put a little higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right here. Okay, lead strip there, lead strip on the other side. So I'm going to actually show you how to do this. I have my lead here. I'm going to actually count 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. So this is a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch full of lead. 1/2 inch, wide lead. They have them in 1/4 inches too. That's been split for you already. But this one is unsplit. So what I'm going to do is just cut it down the middle. Okay. And I'm going to, let me see which side's better to add. I'll do it on the white side so it shows you better. So that's my marker here, right? So I'm going to go there and I'm going to go there. 1 strip. Okay. I'm going to take the other one right there. Okay. And push down right there. And I'm just going to be on the other side of that grommet strip. Or that grommet hole right there. Okay? And that's what I do right here. It's not even, but you know what I mean. Okay? As long as the weight's here, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side over here. I mean, everybody tries to be really precise with this stuff. I mean, this stuff doesn't really weigh a whole lot. But once I put it on the racket, it's going to weigh just enough, let's say. So you don't need to be that precise with the whole thing. You're not going to feel like 1/10 of a gram, really. So there you are. We got lead here, lead here. Okay? You should immediately feel the racket head a little bit more in your hand. Right? When you come through, you should feel the weight of the head come through a little bit more. But what you're going to feel, though, when you impact the ball is that the ball will take off a little bit more. Plus, your racket should help you finish your stroke a little more easily. Now, if for any reason, if you're like me and get addicted to the lead, right, add 4 to the top. So do the same thing, right? 4 holes to the top. Do the same thing, cut 4 holes worth, right? So that's center point, 1, 2, 1, 2, and add that much, right? 1/2 here, 1/2 here. Then you'll feel, right, even a little more power, right? The advantage of adding lead, though, is that it stabilizes this zone. It stabilizes that hitting zone because the weight actually enhances that and elongates that sweet spot, right? Obviously giving you a little bit more power too. Okay? So if strings and lowering the tension doesn't help and you're not quite at that pure drive level, try a little lead or do both. And that'll get you over the hump and get you the power that you want and need. Okay? So lead, tension, thin strings, gut. Those are the solutions to your power in giving you more of it. Okay? Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.